there is a difference between attention and love. Attention is easy to give. Love requires presence. It requires effort, consistency, and truth. The first thing is, he makes you a priority, not only when life is calm, but even when it becomes busy, demanding, or unpredictable. You are not someone he remembers only in his free time. You are someone he intentionally creates time for. And this difference, it changes everything. When a man is deeply in love, you will not feel like an option waiting on the side. You will not feel like you are competing for his attention or trying to earn a place in his world. Instead, you will feel chosen. Not just once, not just in words, but repeatedly through small and consistent actions. He does not disappear without explanation. He does not leave you wondering where you stand. Even in moments when he cannot give you all his time, he still gives you clarity. He communicates. He reassures. He shows you in simple ways that you matter. He checks in with you, not out of obligation, but because his heart naturally moves toward you. He wants to know how you are, what you are feeling, what is happening in your world. And when you speak, he does not treat your words as something small or unimportant. He listens because you are important to him. You will also notice that he includes you in his daily life, not in a forced way, not as a routine, but as something natural. He shares moments with you, even the ordinary ones, because for him, being connected to you is not a task, it is a desire. Making you a priority does not mean he ignores his responsibilities or forgets his own life. It means he balances his world in a way where you are not left behind, where you are considered, where your presence is valued. And over time, through these quiet and steady actions, something inside you begins to settle. The need to question fades. The need to chase disappears because you are no longer trying to prove your importance. You can feel it in the way he shows up, in the way he stays, in the way he makes space for you again and again. The second thing is, he listens to understand, not just to respond, not just to fill silence, but to truly hear you. When you speak, he does not rush your words or wait impatiently for his turn. He gives you his attention in a way that feels calm and steady, as if in that moment, nothing else is more important than understanding you. When a man is deeply in love, his listening goes beyond the surface. He notices the tone of your voice, the pauses between your sentences, the emotions behind what you are saying. Even when your words are simple, he senses when something feels heavy or unspoken. And instead of ignoring it, he leans in with quiet awareness. He does not interrupt to prove a point. He does not dismiss your feelings because they are different from his own. Instead, he allows you the space to express yourself fully, whether you are happy, confused, overwhelmed, or uncertain. He remains present. Not to judge, but to understand. You will feel this in the way he responds. His words are not rushed or careless. They come from a place of attention. Sometimes he may not have immediate answers, and he does not pretend to. But even in silence, you can feel that he is with you, processing, trying to see the world from your perspective. He remembers what you share, not only the big moments, but also the small details that matter to you, the things you mentioned in passing, the thoughts you revealed without much emphasis. They stay with him. Because when he listens, he is not collecting information. He is connecting with you. And slowly, something begins to change within you. You feel safe to open up more. You feel less need to filter your thoughts or hide your emotions. Because you know you are not being ignored or misunderstood. Being heard in this way is not loud or dramatic. It is quiet, steady, and deeply reassuring. It is the feeling that your voice matters, that your inner world is seen, and that you do not have to fight to be understood. Through this kind of listening, he creates a space where you can simply be yourself, without hesitation, without fear, without holding back. The third thing is, he shows consistency, not just once, not just when he feels like it, but over time in ways that remain steady and reliable. Because real love is not proven in one powerful moment. It is revealed in the quiet repetition of small actions that do not change with mood, convenience, or circumstance. When a man is deeply in love, you begin to notice a pattern in how he shows up. He does not come close one day and become distant the next without reason. He does not create confusion through unpredictable behavior. Instead, there is a sense of stability in him, a calm rhythm that you can recognize and trust. His words and actions begin to align. If he says he will call, he calls. If he makes a promise, he follows through. Not perfectly every time, because no one is perfect, but sincerely enough that you can feel his effort is real. And when something changes, he communicates instead of disappearing. Consistency also shows in his energy toward you. His care does not suddenly fade when things become routine. His attention does not drop when the excitement settles. Instead, he continues to invest in the connection, even in ordinary moments. He understands that love is not something that sustains itself without effort. You will also feel that he is emotionally consistent. He does not make you feel secure one day and uncertain the next. He does not leave you questioning his feelings or trying to decode his behavior. There is clarity in how he treats you. A quiet reassurance that does not need to be constantly explained. Through this steady presence, something begins to shift inside you. The anxiety that comes from unpredictability starts to fade. The need to overthink every interaction becomes less intense. Because you are no longer trying to figure him out, you are experiencing him as he is. And in that steadiness, trust begins to grow. Not forced, not rushed, but naturally built through repeated moments that show he is not just there temporarily. He is there consistently. The fourth thing is, he respects you deeply, not only in the way he treats you when others are watching, but in the quiet, private moments where no one else can see. Because real respect is not something performed. It is something lived consistently in every interaction. When a man is deeply in love, you will feel that your voice matters. He does not speak over you or dismiss your thoughts as unimportant. Even when he disagrees, he listens with patience. He allows you to have your own opinions, your own perspective, your own way of seeing the world. He does not try to control it. He tries to understand it. His words carry care. He does not use harsh language to win an argument or to prove a point. He is mindful of how he speaks, especially during difficult moments, because he knows that respect is not tested when things are easy. It is revealed when emotions are strong. You will also notice that he honors your boundaries. When you express a limit, a need, or a discomfort, he does not ignore it or push past it. He takes it seriously, not as a challenge to overcome, but as something to be understood. He recognizes that loving you means respecting the space that allows you to feel safe. Respect also shows in how he values your individuality. He does not expect you to become someone else to fit his expectations. He does not try to reduce you into a version that is easier for him. Instead, he accepts you as you are, your strengths, your differences, your unique way of being. In his presence, you do not feel small. You do not feel overlooked or diminished. You feel seen. You feel acknowledged. There is a quiet equality in how he stands beside you, not above you, and not ahead of you, but with you. And even in your absence, his respect remains. In the way he speaks about you, in the way he represents your relationship, there is consistency. There is integrity. Because for him, respect is not situational. It is part of how he loves. Through this kind of respect, a deeper connection begins to form. One that is not built on control or fear, but on understanding, acceptance, and quiet dignity. The fifth thing is, he protects your heart, not in a controlling way, not in a possessive way, but in a quiet, mindful way that shows he understands the value of your emotions. When a man is deeply in love, he becomes aware that your heart is not something to handle carelessly. It is something to be treated with attention, honesty, and respect. You will notice that he becomes more thoughtful with his words. He does not speak impulsively just to release his own frustration. Even in moments of tension, he pauses. He considers how his words might affect you, not because he is afraid of conflict, but because he does not want to create unnecessary pain. He avoids actions that would lead to confusion or doubt. He does not play games with your feelings. He does not send mixed signals or create emotional distance without explanation. Instead, he chooses clarity. He chooses honesty, even when it is uncomfortable, because he knows that truth protects more than silence ever could. Protecting your heart also means he becomes dependable in emotional moments. When you are vulnerable, he does not withdraw or become cold. He stays present. He listens. He holds space for what you are feeling without making you feel like it is too much. He is also aware of the small things that could hurt you over time. The dismissive tone, the forgotten promises, the lack of attention. He understands that these things matter. And because of that, he tries to be more intentional, not perfect, but aware. You will feel that he does not take your trust lightly. He does not test your limits just to see how much you can tolerate. Instead, he values the connection enough to protect it. He chooses actions that strengthen the bond rather than weaken it. And slowly, in his presence, you begin to feel safe in a deeper way. Not just physically, but emotionally. You feel that you can open your heart without constantly preparing for it to be hurt. Because when someone truly cares, they do not just love you, they become careful with you. The sixth thing is, he includes you in his future, not in a forced or uncertain way, but naturally, as if your presence in his life is something he no longer questions. When a man is deeply in love, his vision of tomorrow begins to shift. It is no longer centered only around himself. It expands, and you are part of that expansion. You will notice this in the way he speaks. When he talks about his plans, his goals, or where he sees himself going, you are there, not as an afterthought, not as a possibility he mentions lightly, but as someone who belongs in that picture. It does not feel rehearsed or artificial. It feels genuine, like something that has already settled in his mind. He begins to think in terms of we instead of only I, not because he has to, but because it feels natural to include you. Your presence becomes something he considers when making decisions, whether they are big or small. He starts to think about how his choices might affect both of you, not just himself, including you in his future, also shows in his actions. He introduces you into important parts of his life. He allows you to see the world he comes from, his values, his environment, the people who matter to him. This is not something done casually. It is done with intention, because he sees you as someone who could remain in his life long term. He does not keep you in a space of uncertainty. He does not leave you wondering whether you are temporary. Instead, through his words and actions, he creates a sense of direction. You begin to feel that this connection is going somewhere, that it has meaning beyond the present moment. At the same time, he does not rush or pressure. He allows things to grow at a steady pace. But even in that patience, there is clarity. You can feel that he is not avoiding the future. He is moving toward it, with you in mind, and slowly, without needing constant reassurance, you begin to sense that you are not just part of his present, you are part of where he is going. And after all of this, you begin to understand something deeper. Love, real love, is not loud. It does not rush. It does not confuse. It does not make you question your worth. It is steady. It is shown in presence, in effort, in the quiet ways someone chooses you again and again. When a man is deeply in love, you will not have to chase clarity. You will not have to overthink every word, every action, every silence, because his behavior will speak clearly and consistently. You will feel it, not just in what he says, in what he does, without being asked. And slowly, something inside you becomes still, the doubt fades, the fear softens, the need to prove yourself disappears, because you are no longer trying to be enough. You are simply being loved. And the truth is, right kind of love will never leave you feeling confused. It will not make you question where you stand. It will show you gently, patiently, that you already have a place, not temporarily, not conditionally, truly.